What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I want to explain why Democrats are excited about moving forward, about taking that next step. Here's what we know. Democrats are excited for multiple reasons, but one of the main ones is because they're getting closer to getting this $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill done. When that bill is done, finalized, and signed into law by President Biden, then and only then will that $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill be passed as well. But here's what some are saying. Some Democrats are saying that right now anything is better than nothing. Anything is better than nothing. But is that actually true? Here's what we know. Some argue that using all of their chips now and getting half of what they want would make no sense. It wouldn't be the best move for them. So what they're saying is, if we can't get everything now, and that is that $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill passed, if we can't get it, the best thing to do would be to wait. Just wait, and we will get more benefits later for the American people. But let me ask you this. Do you believe this is the best move? Now, I personally do not think Democrats, if they are, pretty much pushed into that corner, would they object and oppose the $1.2 trillion bill? I don't think so. Would they oppose a $1.5 to $2.5 trillion social infrastructure bill? Honestly, I don't think so. I think they would support it and they would push that through. The problem there is, if they do that, that would then take away any opportunities that we would have for any additional stimulus, any additional benefits or infrastructure in the future, because we would have already spent those, we'd taken those chips that we had, that we were waiting to use, and that is the increase in the corporate tax rate hike, the increase to capital gains. We got the increase or the surcharge, the surtax for people that make over $5 million per year. So we have all those things already intertwined in this $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. And so what some are saying is, if we don't get everything we want, let's just wait. Let's do this strategic pause, like Senator Joe Manchin stated. So some are now saying, well, that might be a good idea, but it depends on whether we get the bill passed as is, or if it gets pretty much whittled down to nothing. But we will see what happens there. Currently, what we know is that the 3.5 and the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill, they're in limbo. They are greatly in limbo, and here's why. Democrats don't need a single vote. They don't need a single Republican vote in order to pass these two bills. They're going to do it with, well, actually, let me just rephrase that. They don't need a single Republican vote to pass the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. But they need the 10 Republicans to vote on that $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill. Here's what we know. Right now, Democrats, moderates in the House and the Senate, are not going to vote on the $3.5 trillion bill until we have almost a guarantee that the $1.2 trillion bill will pass. And progressives in the House are saying, well, we're not going to vote for your $1.2 trillion bill till our $3.5 trillion bill is passed as is. And we have our 5 progressive priorities. Well, here's what I can tell you. The House of Representatives can lose no more than 3 Democratic votes or the bill will die. In the Senate, Democrats cannot lose 1 single vote or the bill will die. So this is becoming a very tricky situation, trying to find the middle ground. This is one of the reasons why, according to many experts and according to lawmakers, we will not have a vote on either one of these bills before September 20th. We will not have a vote on either one of these bills before September 27th. And in most cases, we will not have a vote on any one of these bills before October 1st. We're going to see delay after delay after delay. But Nancy Pelosi says on September 20th, when the House of Representatives comes back to Washington, they will begin to work. But we will see. However, according to one economist, what they are saying is blowing up the bill right now would actually be beneficial. Here's the reason why. He says this would infuriate the American people and they would put more pressure on Congress to give them more. And let me ask you this. If Congress decided after all these months of waiting that we're just gonna pause. We're just gonna hold off on passing any bill. Would that just make you absolutely crazy? Would that just infuriate you? I know it would me. After waiting all these months and we get nothing? We get all the way to the end, the finish line, and then they're like, no, we quit. No, it's too much. We're not gonna do it. We're just gonna wait. But that's what this one economist is saying, is that it would actually be beneficial, and here's the reason why. According to multiple polls that have been done recently, about 70% of Americans say the infrastructure bill is important. However, there needs to be stimulus going to the people in this bill, and more stimulus than just a child tax credit. However, 65% of Americans say that they support the child tax credit payments as is. And only 34% of Americans say that the pathway to citizenship should be included into this bill. Yet, in the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, progressives say immigration is mandatory. That is one of their 5 progressive priorities. Democrats will be giving citizenship to 8 million immigrants, yet this is actually already negotiated down because the previous number was 11 million. But in order to get more support in the Senate, Democrats already brought their number down to 8 million. However, some are expecting this will have to be closer to 5 million or else it will not pass. But we'll see what happens there. But what I can tell you is this economist that says blowing up this entire bill would actually be beneficial to the American people. The reason he's saying that is because giving a bunch of money away to immigrants, okay, or you're not really giving money away to immigrants, but you're pushing billions of dollars over towards immigration. You're pushing billions of dollars over into education through free community college. You're pushing billions of dollars into the child tax credits, right? You're pushing all this money into different priorities, different agendas. Well, here's what we know Joe Manchin is saying. Senator Joe Manchin says that the one main thing that he and moderates want is to lower the overall cost of the bill because this would be good for the American people and the economy. They say that we can still move forward with our tax increases and tax cuts, but the goal should be to get out of debt. We are too far into debt. There's too much debt, and we're going to have a tough time paying it all off. Our kids and our grandkids are still going to be paying off the debts that we incur today. Here's what we know. When they were asked what ways could make the bill closer to their $1.5 trillion target, one way is actually by having a requirement that in order to receive the child tax credit payments, you must be working. And another lawmaker stated that a work requirement or continuing education should be required as well. And I think that is key. You cannot just tell somebody, okay, in order to get the child tax credit payments, you have to be working. Because working is beneficial to the family, to that parent, to the child. In one way, it provides income. But an education, continuing education, is also another way to actually benefit that family as well. Because they are pushing them further into the future. They're going to be paid more, hopefully, because of whatever degree they go and get. So I think this lawmaker has kind of hit that nail on the head. It needs to be either work-related or education-related. That, I think, is going to have more support than just you have to be working. But we will see. Another way to make the package less costly is by imposing a requirement that to get free community college, that you have to actually pass your classes. You cannot just go do free community college just for the fun of it and fail all your classes. This would be based on a grade. According to one expert, it would be a requirement, or you would have to repay as a student, would have to repay if they do not meet those expectations. So we'll see what happens there. But there are more proposals as well. One proposal, or one idea, not even a proposal yet, is let's provide more stimulus checks to the American people. But by providing a stimulus check, let's pull out other things. Let's not do 4 years of the child tax credit payments. Let's do 2 years and then take the other billions of dollars and put that into a stimulus check to help out those that are, they do not have children. Individuals. People that don't have children, or their children have grown up and are not under the age of 17 anymore. Let's help them as well. And a stimulus check could do that. But again, that's just an idea. But a couple other proposals that are still being considered at this time, and again, the bill's actually being written. The finalized text is being submitted. We're already seeing this, and again, according to reports, we're going to see more proposals and the bills, the finalized text come out tomorrow and Wednesday. So right there, that is good news. But here's a couple proposals that are still on the table. One, because again, a lot of things are just based on taxes. Taxes are key. So one of them is actually to tax corporations for buying back their stocks. And this would actually be a 2% excise tax. What we are being told is that this excise tax, the reason why they want to do this, number one, is because the stock market is too frothy. It's too propped up right now. So one way to get the stock market back to where it should be is to propose this 2% excise tax to make it where any corporation would have to pay 2% if they're buying back their stock. Well, again, this is propping up the stock market, and this is helping a lot of people, make money in the stock market. But if they were to do this, and this were actually to go through, first I can tell you right now, the stock market is going to take a big hit. It's going to take a big hit. But they say this is the only way that we should do it and move forward so that the economy doesn't actually plateau. But if they do this, the economy won't plateau. It would actually kind of drop because of the stock market. But we'll see what happens there. The other proposal is to, and we don't have a lot of details here. This is actually proposed by Senator Ron Wyden from Oregon. His idea is simply to close tax loopholes. And when asked for more information, Senator Wyden simply said that he doesn't want those at the top to pick and choose when to pay taxes. And I can tell you right now, as a business owner, as an investor, right, as a corporation, whatever, there are certain tax loopholes and it's all legal. It's all legal. And it's the lawmakers that are fighting these loopholes are the ones that actually put them into place. So it makes absolutely no sense why lawmakers would put these loopholes in there, or they have so many loopholes in the tax code, yet now they're trying to fight them to get them pulled out. But I can tell you right now, a smart accountant, a savvy business person will find every single one of these loopholes. And as they do, more people will know about it, and that's what businesses and large corporations and wealthy individuals are going to do. They're going to figure out a way to actually retain their money. When you get to a certain level of wealth, it's not just about making more money, it's about retaining what you have. That's the key to financial success and wealth long into the future. However, what I can tell you right now is that President Biden is still planning to do away with the Trump tax cuts. And I want to bring this up for one main reason. President Biden has stated anybody making less than $400,000 will not pay any additional, not even a penny more in taxes. But here's what you need to understand. By doing away with the Trump tax cuts, okay, this is mainly going to affect working class families. What I can tell you is that in previous reports, and this is from months ago, almost a year ago, what we know right now is the average working class family saved over $5,000 in taxes because of the Trump tax cuts. Well, if you do away with those Trump tax cuts, that means that the average working class family does not retain the additional $5,000 plus that they would have under the previous tax cuts. So essentially, you're not being charged more in taxes, but you're not getting more money back, which means you're actually losing out, which essentially means, yes, you are being charged more, even though you make less than $400,000 per year. Not great news. But what I can tell you is this is something that President Biden is still planning on doing. We don't know when, we do not know how, we don't know if this will be in this next, the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. But what I can tell you is he is going to continue to look into this and most likely push it through at some point. Here's something else that we just found out today. As of today, the IRS says they still have about 8.5 million unprocessed tax returns. This is actually down from about 30 million tax returns just a few months ago. They say the average return takes about 4 months. Takes about 4 months in order to get processed, which normally in a normal year, right, we expect to get our tax refunds in about 3 to 4 weeks. And if you do an e-file, it's even sooner than that. So this is a huge delay. But the IRS says they're in desperate need of additional staff. They've already hired an additional 3,500 people on. However, that's not even close to what they need. So, if you're looking for a job, I don't know, maybe go see if the IRS will hire you. But yes, they definitely do need help. We don't know when they're going to get the additional relief that they need. What I can tell you though is if the IRS does get the additional $80 billion from the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, they're going to plan on raising about $200 billion. And by doing that, they're going to go after tax cheats. What I can tell you is, based on all what experts are telling us, all reports, is the tax cheats aren't really tax cheats. These are just little things that the average person misses in a normal year. Whether it's investment income, just different things like that. These are things that the IRS is going to go after. So chances are you and I will have to pay more in taxes at some point simply because the IRS comes after us to audit us. So just expect it, but that's what we're hearing right now. So again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.